All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning or good afternoon to everyone today. Thank you for joining us. This is a special webinar that we just scheduled last week. We have WebConnect back. And what they're going to do today is answer some of the questions we received after last week's webinar, which for those of you who were able to attend it live, we did have some audio issues and we had, I think, over 20 questions that we didn't get to. Originally, we had hoped to prepare them in a written format, but there was just way too many. So thankfully, the team there said that they would jump on a call with me today and quickly go through some of these questions. We'll be taking the questions that were left over from last session, as well as any additional questions that come up during the broadcast today. So please feel free to add your questions as we go. We are recording this session for anyone who isn't able to attend live today. I know there's some other things going on and getting close to Thanksgiving. Though a lot of people are busy. So I'm not going to take much more time. I'm going to pass it over to the team. They're going to take care of the rest of the broadcast for the questions we already have, but please put your questions in as you think of them and we'll take them. Thanks, guys.
Well, thanks, Cheryl, and hello, everyone. This is Doug Bliss. Thanks for joining us today. And before we get to the questions, I know we have a lot of returning guests and probably some new attendees this time. So I just wanted to provide a brief overview on us. For more information, you can view the recording of the webinar from last week or also go to our website, P21connect.com. But we've been doing P21 focused development since around 2006, and WebConnect has evolved out of those efforts. WebConnect is designed from the ground up for P21, and it runs on any device with a browser, including smartphones, tablets, PCs, Macs, laptops, so anything with a browser. It installs in your environment, so it provides real-time reads and writes to your P21 database. It includes features relating to CRM and business intelligence, also customer portals, which include the ability for your customers to create orders, and it has a number of remote ordering features, including VMI-related features, barcode scanning, ordering from contracts, ordering from sales history, quick order templates, offline ordering, requisition orders, and also ordering from file imports. The free community version of WebConnect is ideal for P21 shops that haven't decided on a mobile P21 strategy, but they have a definite need to get P21 data in the hands of employees on a real-time basis. So it allows companies to easily and immediately meet those business needs to allow users to get access to P21 data from anywhere, and also is an opportunity to get feedback from users to better understand how they might best implement a mobile P21 approach. So for more information, again, or to register for community, just go to p21connect.com and click the community link. And after registering, if you don't receive your community download information email within 24 hours, you might check your junk email folder. There are a number of links for downloads, etc. Sometimes I know those do get snagged by junk folders. And if you haven't received it and don't see it in your junk folder, then don't hesitate to email us at community@p21connect.com. I also wanted to mention that the release date for the latest community version, which includes the ship-to search and zip radius mapping tool that we demoed last week, will be available for download tomorrow, which is November 20th. And if you're a current community user, just click the download link you already have, and you'll get the latest bits and be able to install that. So as we get into the questions, I think the first one I wanted to talk about, because there were a number of questions relating to this, is the question about our subscription full version as opposed to the community version. There is a feature comparison matrix on our website that you can see those side by side and get a better, more comprehensive view of those features within those two different versions. Pricing for the subscription version, that was another question that we had. That's based on number of users and selected features. So if you want more information on that, you can email us at info@p21connect.com. We'll have our contact page up here at some point during the webinar as well, so you can, there's several ways to get a hold of us. So with that, why don't we get to the questions? We'll also have the community application running, so if we need to demo anything for anyone, don't hesitate to ask, and we can do that also as needed. Okay, so the first question we had was, how does the inventory section function with multiple locations? Guys?
Yeah, sure. So in the community version, if you're looking at the inventory and you're searching for an item, it's going to search through all of the locations that are out there on the main search screen and then basically combine all of the quantity information into kind of into one big bucket. And then when you drill down to the detail of an item, it'll break all that location information out into specific locations.
Okay, great. Let's see, the next question I had here was, are the sales rep IDs from the customer record or from the ship-to record?
It's from the ship-to record.
Good. Next one is, are there quantities by location?
Yeah, if you go to the item search page and click into an item, you will get quantity by location inside of the detail page on the inventory tab.
Okay, great. Next question is, can contacts and accounts be secured so that only certain sales reps only see the accounts and the contacts to which they are assigned?
If you go to the user management page, like I'm navigating now, you can create sales rep users, and if you go into the edit page of the sales rep user, you can assign sales rep IDs to that user, and then when that user logs in, the only content that they see from a customer contact perspective will be based on what is assigned to that sales rep ID. And the sales rep ID is pulled from P21 and flows throughout the application.
Okay, great. The next question relates to changes in the layout. The question is, can layout be changed via something like CSS, HTML, jQuery, etc.?
We do have the ability to do that. Please contact us for more information. We will need to work through some of the nuances of it with you if you want to do that.
Great. Next question is, can the pricing be read from pricing libraries, not contracts?
Right now it's going to do both, and I'm wondering if they're wanting to exclude contracts for some reason from the pricing call. If so, if they could give us shoot us an email and just to make sure we understand the question, or give us a call.
Okay, so the answer is it does all the above, all the pricing models in place. So it may be a question of trying to exclude one. Okay.
Right.
Next one is, can we add customer tasks, budgets, quotes, RMAs?
Not through the community version. Through the full version, you can definitely do that. At least on the task, quotes, RMAs, that type of stuff.
Okay. The next question is, can we see item quantity, sales, and comparison month to month?
Not quantity. That's an interesting question. There are some ways that you can see in the full version specifically. There are a lot of BI tools in there that'll let you see dollar values comparison month to month, but not on the quantity side.
We do have item summary at the customer level. The item summary page will tell you what the customer has bought from a specific items from a total sales perspective. Theoretically, we could add units in here also. So this is for a customer 123 warehousing. In my demo database, I can look inside the stats tab in that item summaries tab, and I can see the items that they've bought and the total dollar sales to that. And so if quantities is something that we're looking to add to this, we'd love to add that to the backlog list and vote for it.
Okay. And let's see, the next question is, can we view open quotes?
Open quotes are not inside of the community version. Inside of the full version, we have visibility to that. The only thing from we can view open orders inside, again, the stats tab, and we can click on the open orders tab to get what orders are open, but we do not have currently in the community version open quotes.
Okay. So next we have a question about, I guess, order detail. Question is, can you drill down into open orders?
Yeah, so if we come to the customer page, drill into a customer, we can see on our stats tab we have an open orders section. If we get a high-level summary of what the number of open orders are and the value of those open orders. If we drill down into the open orders, we will get a listing of all the different open orders that exist for that customer, and get high-level summaries for that. And then we can drill down into that open order specifically and see high-level information about completed, approved, canceled, taker, packing basis, carrier, all of that. And we can also see the line items that make up that order, the ship tos, and any notes that exist on there.
Okay, great. The next question is about multiple companies. Can we have multiple companies? Data displayed.
Currently, how we have community configured is that you can set the instance to a specific company ID. You can have as many instances of community as you want, but currently the community install makes you or forces you to define what company ID you want the rest of the application to run through. So the workaround for that is having multiple sites for different company IDs, and so that's how that works.
Yeah, the full version does allow you to have multiple companies, and you can select them on the fly, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question is, can you look up customers abroad or overseas? So if you have the complete address in the system, can you look up customers overseas?
Well, yeah, definitely. I'm wondering if they're relating that to the ship to zip radius mapping.
Yeah, so from a customer search perspective, you can find any customer that's inside of your P21 database using the customer search. From a ship to perspective, we can't do the zip mile radius. Currently, we only have US and Canada inside of the zip mile radius calculations. You can still find the customers that you're looking for with this data. It won't necessarily do the calculations to say this is within a 10-mile or 20-mile radius, but you can find the customers and then map them based on appropriate addresses. So.
Okay. And we do have, on that note, we do have access to, zip code or postal code codes. I'll say worldwide. There's probably some areas where we don't have or can't get access to it. I know last week, I think somebody mentioned Australia, so we do have that data. So I guess I would say anyone out there that would like to ask about a particular postal code data set, just send us an email, community@p21connect.com, and let us know what you're looking for, and we'll do our best to get it added in. Let's see, the next one is, can you show quantity available rather than quantity on hand?
Right, so I'm assuming, I'm trying to relate that is that's going to be on the search results page for an item or at the item detail. At the item detail, you should be able to see both. On the item search, that's going to be the quantity available, the net quantity available.
Okay.
Bless you, you will.
So yeah, drill down to see that information. The search is a lot more robust than our full version, but if there's additional things that we want in our search results information, we'll definitely add it to the backlog list and have the users vote on what they want next.
Okay. Let's see. The next question relates to those P21 shops that are hosted P21. I had a couple of questions about this last week. So simply, will community work in a P21 hosted environment? And I think, Elo, you have some recent information about that.
So we think it will. We are working with a person that is on a hosted environment currently, and we think that we can get community set up to work on that. You will need a IIS server to be able to run community, and as long as that IIS server is behind the VPN that you use to connect to your hosted P21, it should be able to connect directly. It's similar to if you're running Crystal reports or any kind of ODBC Excel connections. So we think it will work. Please contact us directly if you have any additional questions on how to set that process up or how to get the relevant information on that.
Okay, great. Next question is about the ability for sales managers to view accounts of their direct report sales reps.
Accounts for their direct report sales reps. Oh, yeah. The way we can handle that right now is when you create a new user and you either make them an admin or a sales rep, you can assign multiple sales rep IDs to that account. And that would work that way for a sales manager. You would just need to create the account either as an admin, which would have user management permissions and database connectivity permissions, or just as a sales rep and just assign them to all of the sales rep IDs you want them to see.
So for example, if you're looking at my screen, I can control-click multiple accounts, and that would be if John was a sales manager and he controlled David, Charles, Kurt, and House, then I can select all three of those and save that, and he would see all the combination of those. So.
Okay. Let's see, the next question relates to the full version of WebConnect. The question is, with order entry, does the full version require the scheduled import service manager to be running to import orders?
Yes, at this time that is correct. We do have clients, depending upon what they want their workflow to look like. There are some clients that leave it running all the time, and that is because, especially if they have customers logging into the full version, they may have a customer that pops in and places a bunch of orders on a Saturday or Sunday or sometime after business hours, and they'd like them to hit P21 immediately. But then other of our clients basically say, well, okay, every day at 2 o'clock, we're going to go ahead and run the scheduled import service manager and bring everything in that's been staged there for us to start working on. So that's how we.
Okay. Let's see. I guess somewhat related to that, does the full version give you the option to release orders that are placed on hold so you can validate them?
We get the option to release orders that are placed on hold so you can validate them. No, not at this time.
I guess would that be? I guess you could submit it as a quote and turn it into an order in the back end. Would be what's out there now. Yeah,
you could do that, but that.
Or I'm sorry, I meant to say submit it as unimproved. Is
that? Yeah, but I mean, I think we're kind of talking apples and oranges there. So the hold status is kind of a completely different thing here, so we don't really have a way to do that through WebConnect at this point.
Okay. Does the full version support consignment usage orders?
No, we aren't working with CUOs or CROs at this point. We are almost complete with a new contract order form, and phase 1 of that basically lets you order off of contracts. Phase 2 will start to work through that process as well of the CUOs. So.
Okay. Next question is for sales rep users. Is there an option for a daily schedule or call log approach?
And for sales rep users, there's an option for a daily schedule. Or
so I guess that would be in the full version, the sales call log.
Yeah, in the full, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, exactly. In the full version, we do have something called a sales call log where you can schedule sales calls and set all that stuff up. Community does not have that at this point.
Okay. For community, the next question is, how does pricing work for assemblies priced by component? For example, does it roll up component pricing?
Yes.
Okay. In the full version, does each user's WebConnect login require a P21 license?
No. In neither version does it use a P21 license.
Okay. Let's see. I just requested the installation files. How long does it take to complete the registration? So less than 1 business day. And again, as I mentioned on the outset, if you don't receive it, don't hesitate to contact us, and do take a peek at your junk email folder in case it got nervous about a couple of the download links. Let's see. If my sales pricing libraries are set by a customer and I'm looking at pricing through the inventory tab, where does the price pull from?
I'm not completely sure I understand. If they're using pricing libraries, then it will definitely jump through the hoops of the pricing libraries through Price Engine.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, if our users log into P21 using Windows authentication rather than a SQL username and password, how is that handled?
We're not, since we're not using any of the P21 login information at all, it doesn't affect it at all.
Okay. This one is regarding the full version. Let's see, if you set up customer access, can you limit the customer to only see their data?
Yes.
In the full version?
Yeah, the full. Yeah, there's no customer access in the community version, but in the full version, that's exactly how it works.
Okay. Let's see, in the inventory section, is it possible to show, I think we hit on this one earlier, but let me ask it, in the inventory section, is it possible to show quantity available on the search results page instead of just within the detail section?
Yeah, we can look at that.
Yeah. This is for the item search. Is that searching item ID, description, and also extended description?
It's searching all of those.
Okay. The next question is the number of users. Is there a limit to the number of users you can add to community?
There isn't.
Okay. Let's see. Question here is sales reps, or is it set up so sales reps see customers by customer number or by the ship-to number?
By the ship-to ID.
Ship-to ID, okay. Let's see. Are we showing open quotes or only open, or excuse me, only orders?
We're showing only open orders.
Okay. It says, can you take orders pulling from customer contracts? I guess that would be in the full version question. They don't specify community or full on this one.
Orders pulling from customer contract. Yeah, in the full version, absolutely. I'm not sure what that would relate to in community unless they're looking for a filter, filter by contract or something along those lines.
Okay. Let's see. What data gets stored on the web server? Is it just the settings for community?
Yeah, that's all. So the database user, all of that information is encrypted and saved inside of the root of the IIS folder that you set up, and that is all the relevant information that's kept.
Okay. Let's see. The next question is, when you drill down into inventory, can you pull up information on what parts are due, what container they are on, how many are on order, etc.? I'm not sure if this one didn't specify full version or community for this question.
Yeah, community is kind of limited on what you're pulling back when it comes to what may be on PO or something like that. The full version has much more information about that. And in fact, in the full version, for instance, if you're looking at an item within an order, there are links and buttons you can click to pop up any relevant PO information. It'll show you the PO estimated, the due dates and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we just have to be able to show that at some point if they'd like to see that.
Okay. Well, Cheryl, I think that was the last question we had carried over from last week. Did you have other questions coming in this afternoon?
Yeah, right now I actually have two. The first one is, does searching inventory also search alternate codes and supplier item IDs? ID numbers, sorry.
It doesn't at this time? Okay.
I think it does.
In the full version you can, in this version it does not.
Okay.
That's a good add, though.
Yeah, we can add that in. We either make that another search box or just include it in the search string, one of the
Cool.
two.
Yep. Next question.
Next question. Can users update their own passwords? Is there an Active Directory integration for each user authentication in the full version?
The first one, can users update their own passwords? The answer to that's no right now.
No, right now inside of the community version.
In the full version they can change their own passwords. And in the full version, no, there's not an Active Directory option for that either.
Okay, well, that's all the live questions I have. And so I want to thank you, though, for making the time, because I know we scheduled this really last minute. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time. But I believe, sorry, I have all my windows up. If you can pop your contact information back up on the screen. And of course, if you don't get a chance to write down the contact information, just send me an email and I can introduce you to anyone of the team there and get you straightened out and sorted out and in contact with the right person. But definitely reach out. Doug and Andy are great. They've been at Connect many times and we hope to keep having them back over and over again. Hopefully we'll get them into Arizona next year.
Yep.
And yeah, so I just want to thank you for taking all the questions. I know I sent you quite a big spreadsheet that I asked you to consolidate and just kind of give me a summary of the questions, but thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Cheryl. We definitely appreciate the opportunity. And again, if anyone has any additional questions or if I didn't understand something or we didn't understand something, please give us a call. And again, we're always looking to expand the application out. So if you have any ideas or other things you'd like to see in either community or the full version, please let us know.
Well, I'll let everyone wrap up early for today, but thank you again. Thank you to everyone who was able to jump in and join us today. I do appreciate your time. This is our last webinar before Thanksgiving. I will be back the first week of December to start our webinars up, just a couple more before the end of the year. If you're curious about the upcoming webinars, a good place to look is in the calendar area of the user group forum. That's where you see them real quick and easy. I think we have two that first week back, the first week of December. Also, there's the webinar section of the forum. That's where all the recordings are housed, as well as all the upcoming webinars as well. So take a look at that. If you have any questions regarding your membership or regarding how to use the forum or getting a little bit more out of your membership, please let me know anytime. Thanks, guys, and I will talk to you all soon.
Thanks, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.